What are the 7 key challenges of crisis leadership? Well, these 7 key challenges have been identified across all scenarios in and outside of business. But let's go through each of the crises scenarios one by one. First, sense making. This is the challenging undertaking of diagnosing otherwise confusing, fast-paced, contested oftentimes, or disputed accounts of what has happened in a given situation, so that you can move forward in dealing with it. Okay, so that's sense making. Next is meaning making. This is providing some level of persuasive account of what has happened to the external environment, because oftentimes there are many accounts of what happened, rumor mills, inaccurate information, all. So you need to be able to recount what is or what has happened in a meaningful way so that it's understood, and expressing what happened, by whom, who it affected, this sort of thing. So meaning making generally externally to others. The next challenge is decision making. And decision making means making a strategic policy decision about how to address the situation when there are conditions of time pressure, uncertainty, stress, all of these things going on at the same time. Next is coordination. Coordination is where you forge some effective communication and collaboration with third parties. That is your network out there of public, private, sometimes even international actors together, whoever needs to be involved in the given situation or scenario for resolution, forming an effective communication channel and collaborative effort with them. After that is consolidation. Consolidation is where you switch gears back from the effort to deal with the crisis scenario to returning back to normal business operations. That is, returning to business as normal without losing the attention or momentum that you've gained when dealing with a crisis situation, but once again returning back to delivering value to the core customers, clients, and end users or stakeholders. After that, you have accountability. This is where you clarify what happens, you enter into the debate with others about what happened, why it happened, what should have been the correct course of action. You try to avoid blame in this scenario, but you start identifying the contributing causes and factors of the problem such that it can be addressed or remedied again in the future. And after that, you enter the learning stage. The learning stage is a form of after-action review. It's where you're focusing on what did you take from the scenario. You try to identify non-defensive modes of self-scrutiny, of self-introspection, to draw some evidence-based conclusions and reflect on lessons learned about what could have been done differently in preventing the scenario, in addressing the scenario, and to prevent the scenario from happening again going forward. So these are the 7 responsibilities and challenges that a leader will face in a given crisis scenario.